Class 10th. Welcome back to your English class, and in this video lesson we are going to cover our next chapter from the main course book First Flight, and it is chapter number 5 of our book. This is actually a novel which has been divided into two parts, and it has been added as two chapters in your book. Chapter number 5, The 100 Dresses Part 1, and chapter number 6, The 100 Dresses Part 2. In this video lesson, we are going to cover the very first part of this very interesting story, which is based on the personal experience of the author L. Esther. But before I tell you much about the story, let us know something about the writer. This is written by Eleanor Estes, who was born in 1906 and died at the age of 82 in 1988. Eleanor Estes was an American children's author, and she was born in West Haven, Connecticut as Eleanor Ruth Rosenfield. It is her real name. Originally, this writer was a librarian, and her writing career began when she was confined to her bed because she was diagnosed with tuberculosis, and she was not having much to do. So she began writing down some of her childhood memories, which would later turn into full-length children's book. Her book Ginger Pie, which she has written in 1951, won the Newbery Medal, and three of her other books, The Middle Muffet, Rufus Muffet, which are the part of her Muffet series, and The 100 Dresses, the novel, which we are going to read in chapter 5 and 6, were chosen as Newbery Honor Books. She also received the Certificate of Award for Outstanding Contribution to Children's Literature. By the time of her death at age of 82, Estes has written 19 children's books and one novel for adult, and all the writing pieces of this writer are worth reading. They are very interesting as they contain her own childhood memories. So go online, search for them and read them. Now let us start reading this particular novel. So here is a pre-reading section which starts with the question, how do we judge the people around us? By their money, wealth and possession. So the writer is asking, how do we judge people? What is our perception to make a judgment about a person? We look at his or her wealth, money, or the ownership on materialistic things, right? Or do something else we look for? We look for some enduring values in a person. Enduring value means some hidden talent or quality which will have a permanent impact. Do we look for such qualities or talents in a person before making the judgment, or it is completely based on the appearance of the person or on the base of the possession a person is having? Generally, we make the judgment on the possession or on the appearance, which is not correct base to judge a person. So this story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmate. This story is a sensitive account. It is going to move our heart as it dealt with concepts like bullying, teasing, or to some extent racial discrimination. So it is going to sensitize us how a poor young girl is being judged by her classmates, and we not try to make judgment so quickly because we cannot put ourselves in the other person's shoes, or we cannot realize what the other person must be feeling when we are teasing or treating him on the basis of completely on his ownership. So Wanda Petronsky is the young Polish girl. Wanda Petronsky is the protagonist. She is the main lead of the story, and she is a young Polish girl, means she belongs to Poland, who goes school with other American children in an American town. Now this girl is studying in America She is studying in a school which is in an American town, and her classmates are American children. Who these other children see Wanda is different in many ways. Now, because she belongs to some other country, she has some other kind of culture, other kind of language. So these children see Wanda as different from them. Can you guess how they treat her? Yes, to some extent we can guess, but let us read the chapter to get it more clearly that how has she been treated and what kind of impact she was having of this treatment. Read the information in the box and find out more about the community or about a related topic from an encyclopedia or the internet. Now here is a box, you can see it is given in your book, which contain the a little bit information about the Polish American community in the United States, and for more information we can refer to an encyclopedia or we can search on internet. Why this information has been given? To get an idea about the background of Wanda, which will help us to understand her situation. So let us read it. According to this piece of information, the first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608, but the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the earlier 20th century, which more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. Immigrants means when people leave their native country and shift to a foreign country permanently. So this information, here we are getting the information that the first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608. और जो सबसे लार्जेस्ट वेव हुआ, एज वी हैव ऑलरेडी लर्न इन आर प्रीवियस चैप्टर व्हेन वी वर रीडिंग फ्रॉम द डायरी ऑफ एने फ्रैंक, आई हैव टोल्ड यू दैट पोलैंड वाज अंडर द फियर ऑफ वॉर. तो टाइम टू टाइम जो पॉलिश पीपल हैं दे यूज टू माइग्रेट एज दे वर नॉट हैविंग बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटीज ऑफ जॉब और एजुकेशन एंड लाइफ सिक्योरिटी, सो दे migrated, they immigrated from Poland to other countries. And the largest wave, जो सबसे बड़ी तादाद इमिग्रेशन की हुई, that was in the earlier 20th century during the time of World War I and II, when more than 1 million Poles or Polish, these two words are used for the people belongs to Poland, they migrated to the United States. The Polish state did not exist at that time. It was not a free country. It was under the control of Russia, Germany and Austria. So immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than to ethnicity. Ethnicity means to the state which they belong. So they were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles and Austrian Poles. One of the most notable Polish American community is in Chicago. Chicago is a city in America and its suburb means the outer area of the city. So this is one of the most notable Polish American community, and it is known as second largest Polish city in the world, next only to the Warsaw, which is the capital of Poland. तो आप अब you can understand, you can imagine कि how many people have shifted and settled in America. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against in the United States because they were having different language, different culture, so they have been discriminated against, as were the Irish, Italians and Jews. Now we are getting कुछ एक पॉपुलेशन जो काउंट हुई है वो हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिल रही है. अकॉर्डिंग टू द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स 2000 सेंसस, 6,67,414 Americans of age 5 years and other reported Polish as the language spoken at home. Naturally जब वो लोग वहीं परमानेंट सेटल हो गए, they got married to American people, और वहाँ से ये Polish American community जो है डेवलप हुई है. And according to that population count 6,67,414 Americans under the age of 5 or other reported speaking Polish language at their home, जो कि 1.4% है of the people who speak other language than English, और 0.25% है total US population का. So I hope you understand this information well, which is about Polish American community, and you will have now you are having the idea that what kind of background Wanda was having, because it is going to help us to understand that what kind of situation she was facing and how she was reacting to that. So let's start reading the chapter. Here's our chapter begins. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat. So, as I have told you that this story is about a little girl who was teased by her classmates. So, the very opening line of the story tells us that it was Monday and our main protagonist, the main lead, Wanda Petronsky, was not in her seat. She was not present in the school. She was absent today. But nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. And the very next line, the writer is telling, introducing two other main characters, Peggy and Madeline. And why she is introducing these two girls? Because these were the girls who began all the teasing, and the writer is telling that even Peggy and Madeline did not notice that Wanda was absent. She was not present in the school. Usually, Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. Now, we are getting another important information. These informations can be asked in the form of questions. So, read each and every sentence carefully and pay attention whatsoever I am highlighting while I am explaining. So, usually Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. Now, uh, where does she sit in the classroom? That information has been passed to us, that generally she used to sit in the corner of the classroom in the last row, second last row, where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. And usually that seat was for the naughty children, for the rough boys who were not very much civilized, who were not good in academics, who were not so academically brilliant and loud guys. They sat in that corner, the corner of the room where there was more scuffling of feet. Scuffling of feet होता है noisy dragging movement of the feet. When we drag our feet, it creates a loud noise. This noisy dragging movement or sound is known as scuffling of feet. So scuffling of feet means drag your feet, which create a loud noise. So the corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roar of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So here the classroom, that corner is being described that it was the dirtiest corner of the or part of the room, where she used to sit, where these children create a lot of nuisance. They laugh loudly when something funny was said. They crack some jokes there, and they were not at all interested in studies. And most of the nuisance and disturbance has been created in that corner, and most mud and dirt as well on the floor, because they used to drag their feet in that corner. So the floor was also muddy in that particular area of the room. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. Now, the other next paragraph is giving us, adding the information that Wanda did not sit there because she was like those boys. She was rough, she was uncivilized, or she was noisy. No, this was not the reason. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all, and nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. She was silent. On the contrary, she was a silent girl, and silent to the extent that nobody had ever seen her laughing. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile. Crooked होता है in a out of shape. So sometimes when they used to make fun of her, तो शी डिडेंट रिस्पॉन्ड, शी डिडेंट रिएक्ट, शी जस्ट वो अपने लिप्स को शी ब्रॉट टू आउट ऑफ शेप, एंड शी जस्ट गेव अ स्माइल, अनइंटरेस्टेड स्माइल, बट दैट वाज ऑल. और वो बस इतना ही रिएक्शन देती थी. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights, and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. Now, as we know that she was not like those boys, rough boys, no one was able to understand why she chose that seat to sit, why she sat there. We can only guess it as she came from Boggins Heights. Now we can Boggins Heights is the place where she live, और ये भी important portion है आपके chapter का, as questioning can be asked related to this place. It can be asked that where does she live, and according to you what kind of place it is. So we can, as it is mentioned that she came all the way from Boggin and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. Caked with dry mud means her feet were always covered with mud. So from here we can judge or can have that idea that maybe this place was a place for the poor people to live. It was not a developed area. That's why it was covered with mud. Maybe there were no proper roads or streets, and that's why the way was muddy. So we can get an image of the place where does she live, Boggins Height, which may be an apartments outside the city for poor people to live. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. Now the writer is telling that she was a new girl, she was of other culture, children used to make fun of her, but no one, hardly anyone noticed that she was absent, as I have already told you that she was a silent girl. और एक बार when she used to sit on her seat and when kids used to mock for her or make fun, तो वो बिल्कुल रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं करती थी. तो दैट्स वाई वन शी सेट ऑन द सीट, नो वन even bother for her. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of school hours. So in the classroom, once everyone is settled on his or her seat, Wanda also took her last seat. No one would try to see her, no one would bother her. So टाइम कौन सा था when they thought about Wanda was outside of school hours. वो स्कूल आवर्स के बाद का टाइम था, at noon time when they were coming back to school and in the morning early before school began. In the classroom they were not making fun of her as the girls. Peggy, हमें बाद में पता चलेगा कि she is an intelligent girl, तो natural है she paid attention, और शुरुआत वहीं से होती है. then other children also participate in that laughter और fun. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर एक बार जब क्लास शुरू हो जाती है देन एवरीथिंग इज सेटल, नो वन विल बोदर अबाउट वांडा. और वो बोदरिंग टाइम क्या है, व्हेन दे यूज्ड टू मेक फन ऑफ हर व्हेन दे वर आउटसाइड द क्लासरूम, व्हेन इट वाज द एंड ऑफ द डे, when they were going back home after the school, or when it was the early morning time before the class, when the school didn't start yet, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking, laughing on their way to the school yard. जब वो आने जाने का टाइम होता था बच्चों का, द टाइम विच दे स्पेंड विद ईच अदर on the way of the school or outside the schoolyard, at that time the groups of children, maybe 2 or 3 or even more, joined them and they would be talking and laughing on Wanda. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her, or sometimes to even they were enjoying so much that they purposely wait outside the classroom to make fun of her. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either and nobody noticed her absence again. Now the next day was Tuesday. Wanda was not present even on Tuesday, or again because she was not very much welcome child in the class and she was not having many friends. So even Tuesday her absence remained unnoticed. So now we will read the next. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. But Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie. Maddie is a short name for Madeline. अब ये पूरे चैप्टर में इसको मैडी ही रेफर किया जाएगा. और पैगी को भी कहीं कहीं पैग मेंशन किया जाएगा. सो तो ऑन वेडनेसडे पैगी एंड मैडी हु सेट डाउन फ्रंट विद अदर चिल्ड्रन हु गॉट गुड मार्क्स. अब वेडनेसडे को पैगी मैडी जो कि उन बच्चों के साथ बैठती हैं हु गॉट गुड मार्क्स हु डिडंट ट्रैक इन अ होल लॉट ऑफ मड मीन्स दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम गुड फैमिलीज गुड एरिया सो देयर feet doesn't carry that much mud, so did notice that Wanda wasn't there. They noticed it on Wednesday that even on Wednesday she was absent. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. अब यहाँ पर Peggy की description आ रही है which will be useful for you when it has been asked you to describe Peggy or Maddie. ठीक है, तो Peggy was the most famous girl in the class. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. So she is the most famous girl. She wore neat tidy clothes. She is having number of dresses. She does not repeat her dresses and she sat with the toppers of the class and she has curly hairs. Maddie was her closest friend and Maddie is her closest inseparable friend, the best friend. The reason Peggy Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. Or today also there was a reason to notice that Wanda was absent because they were waiting outside to make fun of her and because of that they got late to school. They had waited for Wanda to have some fun with her and she just hadn't come. Now those girls keep on waiting but Wanda didn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her and it is their usual routine that they use to do it कि वो बीच बीच में whenever they want to make fun of that girl they used to wait outside the school to have fun with her. So यहाँ पर अब हमारे पास एक oral comprehension check है to check our understanding about the chapter. Let us discuss it. हमारी NCERT बुक्स इस तरह से डिज़ाइन हुई हैं कि हमें किसी हेल्प बुक की ज़रूरत नहीं. अगर हम चैप्टर्स को ध्यान से पढ़ते हैं all the answers we will easily get. Where in the classroom does Wanda sit and why? Now I hope मैं थोड़ा सा आपको पीछे लेकर जाऊंगी. I hope you all are able to know कि वेयर वॉज शी सिटिंग. हम अगर इस पोर्शन को, मैं इसको अंडरलाइन कर रही हूँ, दोबारा से पढ़ते हैं तो वी विल ईजली गेट द आंसर, राइट. दैट यूजली शी सेट इन द नेक्स्ट सीट नेक्स्ट टू द लास्ट सीट इन द लास्ट रो इन रूम 13. रूम 13 इज़ द रूम नंबर in which she was attending the class. जैसे हमारी क्लासेस को 9th A 9th B हम डेजिग्नेटेड कर देते हैं, इसी तरह से हर designation was room number 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did a lot of noise, who were not doing good in academics, and the corner of the room which was dirtiest and full of mud, that was her particular seat, right. Now next question is, where does Wanda live? What kind of a place do you think it is? I have already told you that she lives up in Boggins Heights and maybe this was an apartment for the poor people to live, as the chapter is indicated that whenever she entered in the class her feet were always covered with mud, so maybe it was not a developed area and is covered with mud, which does not have the facility of proper roads and streets. When and why do Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence? Now this also यहीं पर ही है जो हमने अभी लास्ट सेक्शन पढ़ा है, that her absence was not noticed on Monday, Tuesday as she was not having any friend, but when Peggy and Maddie waited for Wanda to make fun of her, they noticed that she was absent, right? And what do you think to have fun with her? To have fun with her means to laugh at her, as it is, I have told you, it is human tendency that we quickly make judgments for the people and we actually notice the imperfections that are mostly about the appearance. So in Wanda is a source of amusement and pleasure for these girls, and that's why this phrase is mentioned for Vanda to make fun of her. Vanda Petronsky, most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. As I have told you, Vanda was a Polish who had immigrated to America, so her classmates thought that her name, Vanda Petronsky, was a strange name because comparatively other children had simpler and easier American names, except one boy who had named Willie Bounce, which they thought sounded funny as it carries the word bounce in it. But still lesser than Petronsky, they found her name to be long and unfamiliar, and it was a little bit difficult to announce, right? So this shows that those children didn't understand diversity, and whatsoever they did was done out of thoughtlessness. They couldn't understand that people can have different culture, or they were not ready to accept the fact of diversity. Now next is Vanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surround her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Didn't hang right means didn't fit properly, and hopscotch is a game in which sometimes children mark some squares, or they create a box, some boxes on the ground, and they just used to hope. So Vanda was usually seen alone. She was not having any friend. She came and came to school and go back home alone. No one was there to accompany her. She usually seen wearing a faded blue dress, the same blue dress she was wearing every day, which did not fit her properly. Though it looked clean, but it used to look as if it was not ironed. This shows that Vanda belongs to a poor family who could not afford many dresses or afford to iron the dress every day. So here the writer is saying she didn't have any friend, but a lot of girls talked to her. So here the writer is adding the irony. Ironically, a lot of girls talked to her, but she didn't have any friends because all of them talked to her in order to make fun of her. When she used to watch the little girls play in the ground, it was at that time then these old girls, these old students surrounds her to mock her, to make fun of her. One day, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Wanda, she'd say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? Now nudge होता है a gentle push. With no intention of hurting her, actually Peggy is not that kind of girl. ये हमें अभी आगे हम पढ़ेंगे. With no intention of hurting her, and in a very courteous, polite, respectful tone, Peggy used to ask the number of dresses she had. They made actually fun of her. They were, because she was repeating the same dress, so the girls were not able to understand or to believe why Vanda made up the story about 100 dresses, as she used to tell them that she had 100 dresses lining up in her closet. Vanda would say, 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Incredulously means showing unwillingness to believe, means they are not ready to believe it. And I would like to add it here that actually all are doing being ignorant of the fact that it could hurt Wanda. So when Wanda would reply that she possessed 100 dresses, so no one would believe her when she said she possessed 100 dresses all lined up in her closet, and they will scream with surprise. The little girls would stop playing in order to find that what was happening or to be a part of that fun. Yeah, 100 all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. Again, she would affirm their query and she will remain silent. What are they like? All silk, I bet, said Peggy. Now Peggy will add it more fun to this. For that, she will again asked about the dress material, and she would introduce one of the costly dress material that I am very much sure that they all will be made up of silk. Yeah, all silk, all colors. Again, Wanda affirm that yes, they all are made of silk, and they are of all the colors. Velvet too, again another costly material, dress material has been introduced. Velvet, yeah, velvet too. Then Wanda is saying yes, I am having dresses made of velvet too. And she would repeat stolidly means there would be no expression on her face. Without showing any feeling, she would say all lined up in my closet. Then they had let her go, and then before she had gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. Now after so many questioning, they would allow that girl to leave that place, the schoolyard, and before she would go so far away from them, they would burst into laughter. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So why did she say she had 100? What a story. Now, again, the girls were not ready to admit the fact that they couldn't ignore that fact that she had 100 dresses, because every day Wanda was wearing the same blue dress. So why did she say that she had 100 story? So they wanted to find out that what a story, why she was telling the lie. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs all lined up in my closet. Now again Peggy will add another question. She will ask another question that how many shoes she had. So again Wanda will reply that she had 60 pairs and each pair is different. Actually, now Peggy wanted to make her feel embarrassed. It was her idea to feel her embarrassed, because फिर भी वो embarrassed तो करना चाहती है, but she is polite. She is not talking in a rough language. Peggy, who had cries of exaggerated politeness, greeted this all alike. Oh no, each pair is different, all colors all lined up. Again वांडा क्या कह रही है कि सारे जो हैं वो different हैं और सब कलर्स के हैं. Peggy, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull, and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Now Peggy, who had thought of this game, who had started all this fun, and other children participate in that fun, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, her best friend, who always remain with her. So these both will leave the schoolyard at the end. Finally Wanda would move up. फिर वो घर की तरफ अपनी स्ट्रीट में मूव कर जाएगी. Her eyes dull, her mouth closed, because the girl is internally hurt. So she was looking sad and hitching her shoulder every now and then, और वो अपने शोल्डर को एक बड़े फनी मैनर में ऊपर बार बार उठाती है. Maybe it could be because she was wearing a loose dress which was not having properly fit. सो फिनिशिंग द वॉक टू स्कूल अलोन, और वो इस तरह से अपनी स्कूल की वॉक जो है उसको अलोन कंप्लीट करेगी. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think this is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person else. Why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. So here we come to know that Peggy was not a mean girl, a cruel girl as she had been portrayed till now. She saved kids from whosoever was hurting them and couldn't stand animal getting badly treated. Bullies होते हैं जब कोई किसी को डरा रहा हो या हर्ट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हो, ठीक है, और forcing them to do something that they don't want to do. So she was a girl who saved kids from being bullied and couldn't see that animals are being treated badly. According to her, she was not being rude to Wanda. अगर कोई उससे कहेगा कि why she don't you think that you are a cruel to treat Wanda, so she don't believe that she was being rude to her. She thought that it was very weird of Wanda to lie about the number of dresses she possessed, and if any thing was wearer, that was her name. No matter how much they teased Wanda, they never, जो अच्छी बात है यहाँ कि they never made her cry. Tease उस लिमिट तक हुआ कि वो बच्चे को कभी रोना नहीं पड़ा. अब हम आगे पढ़ेंगे. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Boggins Heights or have a funny name. Now we come to know that Maddie was herself a poor girl and she didn't feel very comfortable teasing Wanda. And when Peggy used to ask Wanda those questions, that how many dresses she had, how many hats she had, so she would silently remain pretending to play with them, but actually she was not liking it as she herself was a poor girl, and she felt that uncomfortableness which Wanda was going through. And because she was also wearing hand me down clothes होता है, the old clothes which was handed down by someone. So and she feels that she is lucky enough that she was not living in Boggins Heights and did not even have a weird name. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marble in the palm on her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dress game. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. अब पैगी को बहुत बुरा लग रहा है उसकी टीजिंग वांडा की जो हो रही है, और वांडा जिस तरह की उससे क्वेश्चनिंग करती है. तो जब वांडा उससे क्वेश्चनिंग कर रही होती है तो शी वुड साइलेंटली काउंट द मार्बल्स इन हर हैंड प्रिटेंडिंग टू प्ले विद देम. वो अपना किसी और गेम में, मीन्स शी डायरेक्टली डज नॉट पार्टिसिपेट इन द गेम. वो सिर्फ एक साइलेंट लिसनर बनी हुई है वहाँ रोल. नॉट दैट शी फेल्ट सॉरी फॉर, और वो इसलिए है कि ऐसा नहीं है कि शी इज़ फीलिंग सॉरी. येस, एट टू वट सम एक्सटेंट शी इज़ फीलिंग सॉरी फॉर वांडा, बट एट द सेम टाइम शी वुड नेवर हैव पेड एनी अटेंशन टू वांडा. अगर पैगी ने वो ड्रेस गेम इन्वेंट नहीं की होती, और सपोज इफ़ शी आस्क हर टू स्टॉप दिस गेम, तो वो भी वांडा की तरह ही पुअर है, शायद उतनी पुअर नहीं है. एंड ऑफ कोर्स शी वुड हैव मोर सेंस टू से, और शायद वो ये भी जानती है कि इफ़ पैगी वुड आस्क सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम हर, तो शी वुड नॉट मेक अप अ स्टोरी लाइक 100 ड्रेसेस. स्टिल शी वुड नॉट लाइक फॉर देम टू बिगिन ऑन हर, बट उसको ये डर है कि इफ़ शी वुड आस्क पैगी to take care of Wanda and not to make fun of her, then maybe to enjoy, as it is the nature of those children that they would make fun of one or the other. So she is afraid that they would start making fun of her. तो नेक्स्ट टारगेट जो है वो होगी शी विश्ड पैगी वुड स्टॉप टीजिंग, लेकिन एट द सेम टाइम वो विश कर रही है कि पैगी वांडा को टीज करना बंद कर दे. नाउ वी आर हैविंग ओरल क्वेश्चनिंग. इन व्हाट वे was Wanda different from other children? We know that she was a Polish girl. They are immigrated from Poland, and Wanda was a source of fun because of her last name Petronsky, and she didn't Americans didn't have such name, and it was difficult to pronounce as well. So in this way she was different from other children. After that she was living on Boginside, which was not a well established place, right? And then she had only one blue dress which was faded, but she claimed of having 100 dresses. So these qualities made her different from the other children. Did Wanda have 100 dresses? Why do you think she said she did? No, Wanda was being teased every day by her classmates, so, and they used to make fun of her dress and her name. So she was tired of these taunting and teasing, so she claimed to have all these things. Means the peer pressure only forced her to speak the lie. Why is Maddie embarrassed by the questions Peggy asked Wanda? Because Maddie was also in the same situation. She was also poor. She was also wearing the dresses which were handed over by the other people. Is she also like Wanda, or is she different? Yes, to some extent तो हम कह सकते हैं कि वो उसके जैसी है, because she is also poor, but बिल्कुल नहीं है. वो उसकी मेंटल कंडीशन को ज़रूर अंडरस्टैंड कर सकती है, बट शी इज़ एन अमेरिकन. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन नॉट से दैट शी इज़ similar to Wanda. And as she mentioned here that she would not make up 100 dresses story in such situation, so she has not the same kind of thinking process, and but she doesn't want her to be teased. So yes, she can understand Wanda's mindset. Now let us read the next. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad that she had not had to make fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly, 80 times 80. Let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note, because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy, to say, "Hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has." When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones, and Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimming so no one in room 13 would recognize it. Now we can understand that Maddie is also in the same situation. So today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie glad है कि आज वांडा का फन नहीं बनेगा, because they are already late for the school. She just worked her arithmetic problems, and she wished that she would have that courage that she could write a note to Peggy and she could ask her to stop teasing Wanda and stop asking her how many dresses she had. But when she finished arithmetic homework and she start writing that note, suddenly she paused. वो रुकती है और वो shuddered, उसको टीयर कर देती है, रुक जाती है, and she just trembled, her heart filled with fear. She pictured herself in the, और उसको वो खुद नज़र आने लगती है at the place of Wanda in the middle of schoolyard, and she had been a new target for Peggy and the girls. Now Peggy might ask her कि उसने वो ड्रेस कहाँ से ली है, तो Maddie would say वुड हैव टू से कि ये, क्योंकि मैडी मैंने पहले बताया शी इज़ नॉट हैविंग द सेम काइंड ऑफ मेंटालिटी कि शी वुड क्रिएट द स्टोरी, वो खुद कह रही है। तो शी इज़ सेइंग दैट शी हैड टू एडमिट दैट दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द ओल्ड ड्रेस ऑफ पैगी ओनली, एंड हर मदर टू डिस्गाइज हर, उसको ये छुपाने के लिए और न्यू लुक देने के लिए, शी जस्ट मेड सम ड्राइंग, और उसने उस पर कुछ ट्रिमिंग कर दी है, उसकी कुछ फ्रिल्स ऐड कर दी हैं, सो दैट नो वन इन हर क्लास कैन रिकोगनाइज दैट दिस वॉज एन ओल्ड ड्रेस ऑफ पैगी. इफ ओनली पैगी वुड डिसाइड ऑफ हर own accord to stop having fun with Wanda, oh well. Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. So, Maddie wished Peggy stopped having fun with Wanda on her own, and suddenly she ran her hand through her hair as a gesture to drive away all the thoughts which were going on in her mind. She said to herself, Peggy is the most liked girl in the room and her best friend, and so she couldn't be wrong. Thus she tore and threw that knot away, and she was also afraid of losing her best friend, that was Peggy. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived upon Boggin's Height and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimming, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with red sash. You had looked like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in pretended admiration. So after Maddie had cleared all her thought, and then she started thinking about Wanda, and she thought that Wanda was just another girl living in Boggin Heights, so who spoke hardly, so it doesn't matter. तो उसको अपनी कंसंट्रेशन जो है पैगी की फ्रेंडशिप को बचाने में कंटिन्यू करनी है. शी रिमेंबर व्हेन वोंडा, सिर्फ वो कब बोलती है, व्हेन शी टॉक अबाउट हर ड्रेसेस, और वो याद करती है कि एक बार वो अपनी पेल ब्लू ड्रेस और जंगल ग्रीन ड्रेस विच पेयर्ड विद रेड शैश. शैश जो है इट इज़ अ लॉन्ग स्ट्रिप और लूप ऑफ क्लॉथ जिसको हम शोल्डर या वेस्ट के आसपास जो है पहनते हैं. स्पेशली इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ अ यूनिफॉर्म. ठीक है, तो वो उसके बारे में बात कर रही थी. एंड द गर्ल्स ने क्या फ़न बनाया बाय सेइंग दैट कि शी रादर look like a Christmas tree in that dress. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. For girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls medal. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. At least that's what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winner. Then they had no. Now, while thinking about Wanda, she started thinking about the drawing contest in which the boys had to design motorboats and girls had to design dresses. And according to Maddie, Peggy was the obvious winner because her drawing was good. She was the best artist in the class according to Maddie. क्योंकि उसे याद है कि वो एग्जैक्ट पिक्चर्स को और पोर्ट्रेट्स को रिकॉग्नाइज करके एग्जैक्ट उसको कॉपी कर लेती है, एंड दैट आर क्वाइट रिकॉग्नाइजेबल कि उसने क्या ड्रॉ किया है. तो शी वॉज श्योर दैट पैगी वुड विन एंड रिजल्ट वुड बी अनाउंस्ड बाय द टीचर नेक्स्ट डे, जब एवरीबडी दे हैड नो कि सबको पता चलेगा कि कौन विनर है. द नेक्स्ट डे इट वॉज ड्रिजलिंग होता है वेरी लाइट रेन. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far away under the railroad track and up the hill led to Boggin's Heights. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was important. Now, the result day was there. तो आज वो उसका वेट नहीं करेंगी. आज बारिश हो रही है हल्की हल्की और बोथ आर शेयरिंग द सेम अम्ब्रेला, पैगीज अम्ब्रेला, एंड दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू वेट फॉर वांडा. जनरली दे यूज टू वेट फॉर हर एट द ओलिवर स्ट्रीट जो बोगिन हाइट्स की तरफ जाती है, जहाँ पर वो हर रोज़ वांडा जहाँ रहती है और वहाँ पर वांडा उसी वे से जो आती जाती है, तो दे यूज़ टू वेट फॉर हर टू मेक फन ऑफ हर। बट आज वो क्योंकि क्रूशियल डे है, रिजल्ट डे है, रिजल्ट इज़ गोइंग टू बी अनाउंस, दे डोंट वांट टू बी लेट टू स्कूल, सो दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू wait to. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winner today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so the minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course you'll win, Peg. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge and windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them, all lined up. These must be drawings for the contest. They were. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. So now, when they were entering in the classroom, Peggy asked Maddie if Miss Mason would announce the result or not. To which Maggie is replying that yes, and she told that she believed that who is going to win that Peggy would win the contest. But to their surprise, as they entered in the class, they seen that there were drawings all over the room, bright, brilliant, which leave everyone in surprise, and they all were looking at the drawings, and they were the drawings of the contest. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winner. Jack Bagels had won for the boy, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12 along with the sketches by all the other boys. Now Miss Mason announced the winner after everyone had settled, and amongst the boys she said that Jack Bagels had won, and he drew an outboard motor which was displayed in room number 12, where all the drawings made by other boys have been displayed. As for girls, she said, although just 1 or 2 sketches were submitted by most, one girl, and room 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I am happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. She then talked about the girls' submission. She mentioned that there was one such girl who had submitted 100 designs, and each was so beautiful that the judges felt that any out of them was worthy to win a gold medal. Miss Mason then very proudly announced that Wanda from room number 13 as the winner of the competition. Unfortunately, Wanda has been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouth and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There's that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here's that green one, boy. And I thought I could draw. Now, she continued. Miss Mason continued and sadly mentioned that Wanda has not been coming since days, so hoping that she had been there next day to receive her award. She instructed everyone to look at the flawless collection which was submitted by the girl. Now this was the chance for the boy to create the noise in the classroom. Though they were not very much interested in the drawing, but उनको मौका मिल गया जो वो चाहते थे. So everyone applauded and whistled. Maggie and Maddie even saw the blue girl that Wanda had talked about. It was very beautiful, and Peggy sighed. I thought I could draw, which means that the drawings left her in immense admiration. She was really liking those paintings or drawings. Now we are having oral comprehensions. Why didn't Maddie ask Peggy to stop teasing Wanda? What was afraid of? अब हमें ये पता है कि उसने क्यों नहीं कहा, because she was also a poor girl, and she was afraid that if she asked Peggy to stop teasing Wanda, she would be the next target for that. Who did Maggie think would win the drawing contest, and why? She thought that Peggy would win, and why? Because according to her, no other girl in the class could draw as well as Peggy, and Peggy definitely had very good chances of winning the contest. Who won the drawing contest? What had the winner drawn? Among the boy you know, Jack Bagels, and among the girls, Wanda Petronsky. To show her determination, she did not attend the school, but she drawn 100 sketches of dresses of different colors, and each, according to the teacher, each of them was capable to win the contest individually. So this was our chapter. Hope you understood. Let me finish it with the message which the author wants to give us. What message we have received, that as at the end we come to know that Wanda was having an extraordinary talent of drawing. So she was a creative child. So what we are supposed to do, we need to be nicer to others. We should not be very we should not make very quick judgments about people, and try to be nicer to others. And एक यहाँ पर quote मुझे याद आ रहा है, that also I want to share, that strong people, actually teasing, bullying is the quality of weak persons. So strong persons never put others down, they try to lift them up. So with this quote only I would like to finish today's chapter lesson. So I will see you in next lesson. Till then, bye bye.